Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Town Channel. We're here off of Sand Hill and Wyoming. Just in between. So this is just in between Charleston and Sahara here on the east side of town. So there we've got power tools. And again, drop a comment. Let me know where you think they're getting their power tools. And then we have some juices and some snacks. Looks like a radiator fan over there. We got some cactus and some other nursery type of items they're selling there. I'm sure it's all, again, fully licensed, insured, approved by the county, because this is county land out here, I believe. I don't think the city limits extend this far. Although they might. They don't put signs up. That's the really interesting thing. They don't put signs up, so you don't know if you're in the city limits or not. And I've made mention of the fact that they don't do a whole lot in the way of signing quite frequently here in town. There was a large encampment right here on the left. You can see it looks like they've got the fence opened up there and someone's still back there. They've gone back behind. There's a wash back there. So the washes typically contain water. So there could very well be back there. But it's only a matter of time before they return. If they return, because again, the city is pushing them further and further east into some more residential neighborhoods over here. Or the city and the county, I should say. This is Stratford right here. We've done some video of our time up and down Stratford. Check it out. See what it looks like today. You have a fuel distribution facility over here on the left that is comprised of all these shipping containers. Looks a little shanty, in my opinion, but that's just me. Shanty-esque. And here we are up at the wash, where we've seen, so you see there's a break in the wall or the gate right there. And so this is going to be Park Street right here. And you see the wash. And these guys are on the other side of the gate. These guys are here on this side. And this is McChlorine here. We'll make a right onto McChlorine. I'll show you guys McChlorine. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, folks. This is the Vegas you'd never see. I try not to point the camera. Simply to try not to offend anyone. Of course, some people are very, very wary of anyone coming around with a camera. But again, so for me, right, in my tiny little mind, in my humble opinion, they're pushing they're shoving the problem somewhere else. They're not trying. All they're doing is treating symptoms. They're not treating the underlying problem. And that's all they're doing is just pushing them around. And I understand a lot of these folks, they don't want help, etc. I get that. I don't know anything about the programs that they're offering, so maybe perhaps programs aren't worthy enough. I don't know. I know for me personally, if I was stuck down on my luck, I would be doing anything I could. And I understand that, you know, there are addictions and things of that nature that come into play. But, you know, the folks in these apartments right here, I'm sure they feel some kind of way about having this situation right out here. Because again, after dark, they tend to wander into these neighborhoods. Even though they're gated, they always find a way through. I'm not going to push my luck. Those guys were really staring hard at me over there. And they did just hold, and I mentioned this in a previous video, they did just hold a meeting about a community meeting about the installation of like a halfway house kind of for recently released prisoners from jail. And that facility would be located off of Christie Lane and Stewart, east of Nellis. And so there are a lot of folks I read online that are just completely up in arms about this. And the main contention, other than why are you doing it here, is why not put them out in Summerlin? Why not build it down in Green Valley and Henderson? Why is it the east side of town? They just seem, do the local politicians hold so much contempt and disdain for the folks on the east side of town? Let me know your thoughts. I'll pause it for a moment. Got the green light here at Sahara, which is a major east-west artery here in town. You have a bunch of auto dealerships just to the left or west of us here. And then you see our auto dealerships here. But these are like mom and pop secondary finance, which means essentially it's high mileage vehicles with very high interest rates for folks that have not so good credit. Come up here to St. Louis Avenue. But this is Boulder Highway. Actually, technically, now we're on Fremont Street. This section between Sahara and Charleston changes from Boulder Highway to the designation of Fremont Street in here. And they have all these little motels and stuff in here. It looks like there's a fire of some sort over there near downtown. Can't quite tell where that's coming from. You can see the downtown skyline there off to the left in the frame. There's Chevron, $4.19 a gallon for regular and leaded. That's in line with what we usually expect from a Chevron here. So yeah, I mean, that's the question. Wildfire by Station Casinos over here. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4p to 7p and 11p to 2a. Right there, that is a gaming hall sports bar. And you have the Showboat. The Showboat Casino used to be located right back in here, and then was demolished. And they've replaced it with some warehouses and some apartments, etc. And now we're going to head up. There's a Lowe's right over here off to the right. It's very, very hot today, so we're not going to see a whole lot in the way of folks hanging around outside. As we come up here, this is a very long turn lane for Charleston Boulevard West. And we have another encampment here, right behind the Motel 6. And we have a lot of folks hanging out here, it looks like in the shade, right there. And so this is Charleston Boulevard, major east-west artery here in town. And we'll pause it for a moment. No, actually, there's Pepe's number 2 over here. So this place here, best asada fries in town, it says. And you see the A-frame building. Looks kind of like the old IHOP, International House of Pancakes facility. And Pepe's number 2 in the old, with the old light on the top, right? And it says they're open 24 hours. I've never tried it, and they were voted to have the best tacos in town. Now, I've, again, never tried it, so I have no idea. But FYI for you here at Fremont and Charleston. And as always, please remember, like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. Really means a lot to us. And also, please check out my wife's channel, my beautiful wife's brand new channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter. She deals with astrology and spirituality, so maybe something that, even if it's not something that you're into, maybe it's something that you know someone that would be into that. If you could like and subscribe and refer her to your friends, neighbors, servers, bartenders, pilots, law enforcement personnel, everyone you know, that would be really awesome. And as always, remember, here on the Vegas Don channel, it is the journey, where what happens in Vegas stays right here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, folks. Thank you so much for being here.